Typically, when someone wants to learn about or pay tribute to the lives taken during the Holocaust, they'll come to a memorial like this one here in New Haven. Well, right now that manhunt is still underway for 40-year-old Robert Card. Last night, officers implementing a shelter-in-place order that's actually still in place today. They renewed it even this afternoon. That's for here in Lewiston. It's also for the surrounding communities of Auburn. A pilot and his student are lucky to be alive this morning and recovering with only minor scrapes and bruises. Here in court Wednesday, Jean-Jacques learned that he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison for the murder of Casey Chadwick. And Chadwick's mother tells me although justice has been served, there is no such thing as closure. We already mentioned that there's an unprecedented 30,000 people on the New Haven Section 8 wait list. But what we also found is if you're lucky enough to snag one of those housing vouchers, you might not even be able to find a place to use it. Mystic residents tell me that their little town is known for fires that devastate pieces of their community. And now today, they're adding another one to that list. Well, Bigler Stouffer has been on death row since a jury convicted him of first-degree murder 36 years ago. Well, Tulsa Mayor G.T. Bynum got emotional while he spoke. He thanked the St. Francis staff for even being brave enough to come back into work today after 4 of their colleagues and friends were shot and killed yesterday. Airport operations seem to be running as normal here after Tulsa police say that a man opened fire on his wife and her brother. Check out one of the biggest rock festivals here in Oklahoma. With more than 1,000 students and teachers in quarantine due to close contact tracing, more than 100 positive cases within the district, and 60 teachers who haven't shown up to their classrooms. The district says that it has no choice but to cancel classes in at least 8 schools until further notice. Both of those men that were trapped 80 feet below the surface there, they were both found dead. Well, the thing I want to stress is that we can't really talk about finding a new normal because that's just simply not the case. There's nothing normal about this community having to find a way to move on with their lives when 18 of their friends and family don't get that chance.
All these people that lost loved ones, I can be settled and back to almost normalcy, but these people, they'll have to live with this for a long while.
After 3 sleepless nights, the Lewiston community is emotional as they leave their home for the first time since police say 40-year-old Robert Card killed 18 people and injured 13 others Wednesday night, prompting a shelter-in-place order for those who were scared, angry, and upset.
We don't lock our doors. I mean, I locked my doors until they found him.
Investigation leaders say Card was found dead Friday night from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. For the first time in more than 48 hours, locals here telling us they were able to get some rest.
I think it allows us to have to process. I think it gave the whole state a chance to breathe.
Now the loss is being felt. Businesses are open. People are out and about. Physically, many people trying to move on. But mentally, it's just not that easy.
And those who are recovering, they have to live with their wounds, constant reminders that they have been wounded emotionally and physically by this tragic situation.
The entire country now knows where Lewiston is on a map. Mainers are now asking one thing of those who are tuning in.
Pride ourselves on our beauty and our oceans and our scenery, and so to hear that we're now the largest mass shooting for 2023 is disheartening. And so I just hope it doesn't define us as a state because it's not really who we are.
And as for the community here, well, strangers have turned into family, trying to come together after being ripped apart.
But you just take one day at a time. That's all you can do. And be there for those who need it. Give them a hug. Give them a kind word. Just let them know that you're there.
And as for the next few days, that investigation at those sites will continue. And there will also be vigils scheduled. Those are for today, tomorrow, and I'm sure many more to come. Anybody is welcome to attend to those who would like to try to process this grief. In Maine, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station. Well, normally the corner of 13th and Boston is a quiet one on a Sunday evening. But tonight, dozens of people showed up holding blue and yellow signs and flags with a message for Ukraine. even though Tulsa is 5,640 miles away from Ukraine.
We just want to wrap our Ukrainian friends with that love that Oklahomans are so good at showing.
Dozens of Oklahomans showed up today with signs, flags, shirts, and most of all, a message.
I would say, Sheni Fmirla Ukraini, which, as we know from the national anthem, means Ukraine is not yet dead.
Benjamin Peters is one of many people here in Tulsa who have lived in Ukraine and still have many friends and family in the country.
So, Berdyansk, my mother's hometown, ended up getting surrendered to the Russians today.
In fact, one of my cousins is in the Ukrainian army, and he is fighting right now north of Kiev, and he's in the Ukrainian armed forces that are defending the city. So it's personal.
I don't want to go to a funeral or memorial service for one of my friends that's in their 30s because they were caught up in this conflict.
Tonight, this group holding candles and rallying together with tears in their eyes. We're not Americans, Ukrainians, or Russians. They're a united community with a prayer that the world can one day become one.
May your wisdom, grace, and favor lead us all toward peace. God of peace.
And they say they're just getting started. There's also going to be another show of support next Saturday, March 5th at John Hope Reconciliation Park, and that will be from 2 to 4 p.m.